Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies. And this past weekend, we had the latest Terminator movie came out, and it was all woke. And guess what? It went broke. Terminator Dark Fate bombs at the box office. This is from thedailywire.com. And I got a hint about this because I saw Mahler and some others last week. I think it came out in Europe last week, a week before it did in the States. And all the greatest fears were realized, and the word went out that it's crap, and it tanked. So there's still yet to be disproven axiom: get woke, go broke. Except for Star Wars, although it's headed that way. Chalk up another win for itself this weekend with the underwhelming box office performance of the ultra feminist Terminator Dark Fate. Despite the return of producer James Cameron and the reunion of Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger, Forbes reports that the science fiction sequel in a horrific... Good God! Forbes reports that the science... let me do this more Uncle Ethan oriented. That the science fiction action sequel pulled in a horrific $10.6 million on Friday and is now tracking for a lousy $27 million opening weekend, on an inflated budget of $185 million and not including another $100 million in marketing. Yeah, now, the thing about this is the latest Rocky movie, the latest Rambo movie didn't do well either. So I don't know how much this is wokeness and how much this is people are just tired of these 70-year-olds playing action heroes. That makes it is the lowest profiting Terminator in franchise history. I don't know if it's profited yet. Forbes has more, and I don't know why. In the mid of this article, they got this video, and Charlize Theron, she's not part of the story at all. Forbes has more. Terminator Dark Fate faced Judgment Day once again yesterday, earning just $10.6 million on Friday. The science fiction sequel was the third attempt to revive Terminator series in a decade. Terminator Salvation, a future war sequel starring Christian Bale, earned just $125 million domestic and $375 million. Whoa, that's really bad. Yeah, these have just been getting worse. Genesis, a time-twisted retcon that paired the Schwarzenegger with Emily Clark and Jay Courtney, earned $89 million domestic. Wow. It did better overseas on a $155 budget, including $13 million in China. My understanding, while the movie studios get like 90% of that first couple weekends in the States, the earnings, they only get like 70% of the worldwide. So I'm saying, that's probably somewhere in the 70 mil locally, domestically, and 290. Yeah, but when you add all that in, man, that's probably a minimum of $300 million total budget. And you get 270 in your opening weekend max. So how did this happen? How could one of the most beloved... Because they keep redoing it. Look, Terminator 2 was a great ending to the Terminator franchise. And Terminator 3 it was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't really, really horrible. And then it's just been downhill from there. Why don't you give us something new? The first Terminator was a cult classic. Terminator Dark Fate flips everything people loved about Sarah Connor's story on its head in the name of third wave feminism, rendering the events of T1 and T2 meaningless. Well, in some ways, Genesis already did that because that was a quasi reboot. Let's not beat around the bush. Terminator Dark Fate is an unoriginal disgrace on just about every level. And there's the dogs. The very fiber of this film comes off as someone who is ashamed that the foundation of the franchise does not fit their current day intersectional feminist worldview. So they decided to change it by repealing and replacing everything that they felt was problematic, but basically the whole thing. Let's start with John Connor, the character who is primary protagonist in Terminator franchise, is killed minutes into the film and is completely removed from the equation, only to be replaced by the new hero. Yeah, she's 5'1", and this is why progressive think tanks are killing cinema and entertainment as we know it. Because in the world of the intersectionality, the only thing they see is a white male action star who doesn't fit the bill. Oh, and one who speaks German, too. That's pretty bad. A modern Hollywood diversity and inclusion agenda. Again, you don't have to reboot, okay? Move forward. Do something else, okay? It can be in the vein of Terminator. It can, Hollywood's been copying itself for a long, long time, and they've been taking ideas from different things. Lucas took ideas from 5, 6 different movies to make Star Wars. They could do the same thing, and they don't have to screw around with what's already come before. You thought it was bad enough that they made John a villain in the last movie. The progressive gods decided it was time for him to die, thus rendering the plot of multiple films completely and utterly useless. Yeah, so this is so stereotypical and so predictable, brutal. And even the film critics agree. This is what I found interesting on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'll have to look at this again. Last week when I looked at it, it was like 60 some odd percent from the critics, but it was like 89% audience score. It's still 85. How? And that's now 3,700 ratings. Before it was like 400 and something. So how in the world does it have this high an audience score? Now this has gone up to 70. And how do you get an 85 audience score on a movie and it bombs opening weekend? How? Is this okay? Are they the only people that saw the movie? 3,700? If it's that good, it would be making in money. And in particular, the second weekend, well, obviously we got to wait another weekend, but all right. And even the critic, okay, so I read that. Aside the politics, the consensus is that Terminator Dark Fate treads no new territory and treads it rather lightly. Okay. There are more than enough ingredients here to cook up one arousing and thought-provoking sci-fi thriller. Yep. Except they'd have to do something original or more original than just reboot. Except this time around, they're just serving up overcooked leftovers. The visual effects are consistently the strongest part. Yeah, this is what I've heard. It looks good, but it's crap. Let's see if there are any. No one has said anything. And there we have. Nobody. There we go. All the Terminator has to do is follow through. Supposed to end. But instead they went Doctor Who on us. Yeah, of course. It's only going to get worse. It is until these movies really bomb. I mean, Solo losing 80 mil minimum for Disney is one thing. But so I'm not surprised. And but this doesn't. This doesn't jive. This does not jive. 85% rating, yet the movie bombed. That does not jive at all. So we'll see. All right. So what do you think? Have you seen Terminator Dark Fate? You think it's good, bad? I mean, I saw T2 in theaters more than once, actually. Really liked it. I saw T3. I can't remember if I saw it in theater or not. I know I saw it, but I don't remember if it was in theaters. It's been too long. But I was pretty much done. I mean, T2 for me was the perfect ending of the whole thing. Just leave it and go on to something else. But they just keep rehashing. We'll see. Now we'll get 75 avatars or something like that. Apparently this was supposed to relaunch a trilogy. Well, it looks like it's not going to do that. But, again, make crappy movies, make no money. So there you go. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking like. Thanks so much for subscribing. And we will see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, nuts. Yeah. Got my feet caught again. All right. 3, 2. Nope. Don't hear it. Yeah, that's fine. And see, as soon as I start, dogs are upstairs. Here they are. Hopefully I can get through this before they start barking. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here comes Egg. What are you doing, Egg? All right, 3, 2, 1.